Okay. You start recording?
hmm
Oh, I didn't get the notification. Uh, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sunny, and the other nerd that makes up the table today is Frank. We're
Hello.
short one. Hello. We are short one nerd again this week due to scheduling conflicts, but that will not stop us. The show must go on. So.
Yes, it must.
Uh, yes, and we have a limited time today, so we got a lot of stuff to get through. So let's get through as much as we can here. So go ahead and start off with your piece of news, Frank.
Sounds good. DC Fandome. I didn't even watch it, but I heard you guys kind of go nuts about it.
For parts,
So wait, what?
for parts of it,
Ki-
yeah.
kind of. Yeah. So I mean, I went later and I was on YouTube and I saw a lot of stuff was like shown. So I have things to watch, but the one thing I did watch was the Batman trailer.
Yeah.
Which I was blown away by. Like, I was just trying my best the whole time to be like pessimistic, and I
Yeah.
couldn't because I'm like, damn, this is good.
Uh,
And I didn't
yeah.
realize Circus is Alfred. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I've been
I
kind of
feel
like
like
distancing myself from everything regarding this movie because they just
yeah.
don't shut up about it. You know,
Mm.
they're just like, oh look, the director had a cup of coffee on his table this morning. I'm like, God, just shut up. Like, stop telling me stuff about this movie. But to me, it looks freaking awesome.
It looks really good. Um, I I don't know why I'm not.
You're
Uh,
still like being careful.
I'll keep it PG. I'm not going crazy over here for it. I think it looks fantastic. I am a huge fan of Reeves because of Planet of the Apes movies. Those are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, some of the shots here look gorgeous.
hmm
I've
Yeah, I
heard,
love the way they shot it. It's cool.
yeah, it looks fantastic. I've heard people say like, oh, it looks just like a comic book. I wish comic books looked this good. Um,
I
it
know, right?
it definitely feels more like a cinematic, like magnum opus type of thing. There's a lot of just beautiful shots in here. But with that being said, like it's not making me go crazy for it. I am gonna watch it 100%.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Batman fan. I may not show it like some other people, but I love Batman. But I'm hoping that they can get Bruce Wayne and Batman right. That's always my biggest concern.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
some people are really good at one thing and bad at the other thing. Um, and I kind of see what they might going with it, but I think it's too early for him to be so angry and so mad at the world because this is like year
Mm,
two supposed to
I
be.
mean, his parents are dead already, so I mean,
Yeah, but I
gotta be
mean,
pretty pissed still.
yeah, I don't know. And then like um guy playing Batman, I always forget his name. I don't want to
That,
call him. Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
yeah,
Um, I, I like him in things. I
I
really
like him.
liked them. I liked them in Inception because it it wasn't the same like brooding, sad character or the I'm mysterious character. So he has range for sure. I just think he gets typecast in certain things, but I'm not 100% sold on him yet.
Yeah.
Uh, the scene in the trailer where like he smacks the glass kind of made me laugh. He's like, "Oh, you're trying to be tough. You're funny."
Oh, that part. Yeah.
I don't know why I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
not
but I mean, yeah, I could see what you mean. But
yes." But
yeah. I mean, I like him.
yeah, but I mean, Reeves, I think if anything, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful movie to watch. So,
Yeah, it looks really
that's,
nice, man. Looks
yeah, and
really well done.
Manny did bring it up that you or him together never saw Batman, and you and I never saw a Batman movie together in all the years that we've been fans of him. So we're going to
Mm,
make it effort to go together and watch it because this one
yeah.
needs to be together.
Oh yeah. No, this is like gonna be a big deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
So yeah, cool. That was my thing.
Cool. I just want to touch on a little more of the DC fandom stuff. A lot of shit. There's a lot of shit in it. Um, they dragged a lot of things out to get to that trailer. I think like almost 3 hours long to get to that trailer.
3 hours? Oh my
It was
god.
like 2.5, 3 hours. It was long.
I didn't know how long it was.
I think it started like at 12. I think it ended by like 3:30, so maybe longer. Um, yeah, God,
Wow.
a lot of shit. But I do want to touch on Batman, the Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
Um, the original creator of the animated series of Batman, the one that we all know and love, is coming back, and he is going to make a new series. It he when the original series came out, he wanted to go a little bit darker. He wanted to do a little more darker storylines and make it a little more Batman-y, I guess is
Yeah.
the best way. And he's like, "Well, I have the budget now. We're gonna change up the style a little bit. We'll make it look sharper and cleaner. We're gonna focus on like on definitely like year one, year two Batman, where like he's not friends with Gordon yet, and we're watching him build up to what he was in the anime series with his gadgets and all that kind of stuff. And it's gonna be focused more on him, on Batman, and be a little more story driven. And it's gonna be more intense, I guess. I think the word to use, or I guess more like his original vision for the show.
Yeah.
So. mm, I was very excited about that. Yeah, he's bringing out a bunch of people that share his
There's no
vision.
footage, right?
No, the only footage of the kind of style is I think when he did that Strange Day short for I think it was like what like 50 years of Batman or whatever it was like a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of that style. The so yeah, I'm very excited for that. We saw some stuff with Suicide Squad trailer, the video game.
Mhm.
It's going to be on PlayStation 5, almost certain. It looks gorgeous from the cutscenes. Characters are a little funny, voice wise, I guess, but it looks like a good time. Um,
Yeah.
I saw the trailer or clip for uh, Justice League. Oh my goodness gracious. The one where Superman goes bad and he kills
Oh,
Joker.
the Suicide Squad or something? Or no,
No,
Injustice.
Injustice. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So saw the opening clip for that. The escalation that leads, Superman to be bad. I'm like, this is pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah.
Joker. Joker looks terrible. But past that, it looks pretty decent. Um, the Court of Owls game looked pretty interesting. Looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
Gotham Knights or
Um,
whatever.
yeah, Gotham Knights, and then it's like in neon purple. Don't know why they went with like a neon purple sign for it. It has nothing to do with the game, but
Yeah,
sure.
right. It's just like
Yeah, weird.
we're gonna go neon purple because it's
Yeah.
cool.
Now if it was like Batman in the '80s, okay, sure, cool, that makes total sense. But there's a Court of Owls here, and whatever, nitpicking. But
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be in the vein of I think like the Arkham games and that type of fighting style. You're gonna be
Yeah.
playing as a Bat family this time. Batman is dead or either
Yeah.
incapacitated to participate.
Mm.
Looks fine. Um, the Flash trailer. Oh boy, it
Oh yeah, I didn't get a
hot.
chance to watch it.
Um,
Flashpoint
Manny
with
brought up.
Keaton.
Yeah, so that was the thing. So the trailer itself looks like a CW show per Manny. He's like, dude, looks like a CW show. I would agree and say it looks like trash, but then Michael Keaton's voice was in the background of the trailer, and then we see like a silhouette of him walking up into the Batcave with his um, helmet on. I'm like, oh
Oh
no, wow, my
yeah.
face so was
It
so
just
large,
elevated
and
it, right?
yeah, and then they tease Flash uncovering the Batmobile from the Tim Burton movies. I'm like, oh, my face is so happy right now. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I didn't
trailer,
watch it, but I
yeah,
want to.
the actual Flash trailer itself, I didn't care for it, but
Oh.
two clips came out, I'm like, damn it, you got me. That's all I needed.
It's still the
You
same
got me.
Flash from the Snyder Justice
Yeah,
League, right?
yeah.
I don't
Same
like
one.
that. And I like him, the actor, but I didn't like what he was doing with this, so I'm not really.
Yeah, I mean, the canon version of Justice League. Yeah, I don't want to see more of that one, but the Schneider cut
Yeah.
one, wouldn't mind seeing more of. Um, yeah, that one had a big smile on my face. And then the rest of it was just going over like like new kid shows or talking of like preview of this season ending for the season finale for this show and that show. They had a little mini reunion for Smallville. They had the two main cast and they had a couple of actors come over Skype, leave a message. That was kind of cool. For you Smallville fans, if you can watch it, check it out. It's not long, but it's there.
This was like all online, right? Like nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like a stage or something where you're
Uh,
recording it.
few were together like on a small like stage, but most of the stuff happened over Skype.
Oh, okay.
And then the last thing that I kind of really liked, I think it was like one media company or media company, the company who's in charge of Static Shock. They showed a lot of stuff for him. They're coming out with a movie, live action film for that. It's going to be awesome.
I didn't know that was real because I kept seeing stuff about it.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I think they're working on animated, a live action. They're working on some comics for Static Shock. So I'm very excited. I mean, I wasn't too familiar with the character. The only thing I know is from the TV show that came out. I want to say like maybe late to mid 2000s.
The cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I love that show a lot.
It's a pretty cool show. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely interested in that. And then we just met the directors and the actor for Blue Beetle.
Oh, I forgot what they were doing that.
Yeah, they're all Hispanic. So,
That's cool.
and then if you don't know, the Blue Beetle currently in comics after New 52, he is Mexican from East LA. East LA always,
Yeah.
because that's where we come from apparently. But
That in
but
Texas.
but I think if they give enough love and care, it'll be really fun and cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I would prefer like an original character, but we'll take what we can get.
I'll take that. And if they could do the Mexican Ghost Rider, which I think he's also from East LA.
Jesus. Oh my God. We should write for DC. Jesus. We're Chicago too.
Like you have to throw some level of like stereotype into any colored character.
Oh Jesus, you're fucking kidding.
Like come on.
I think like his cousin rides a low rider, talks like a cholo. I'm like, Jesus, of course he does.
Like every Mexican's got a cousin like that.
Oh, absolutely. Like it. Anyways. So I am kind of excited for that. And then like I said, we're probably gonna do a whole episode of just the DC fandom stuff, but everything is online. Check it out for yourself. There weren't too many like crazy spoilers or like big things besides the Batman trailer that was out there.
Right.
A lot of news of like, oh, new run coming out or this happening. So check it out. It's all online. Yeah, I overall wasn't too excited for everything they provided, but they did their job. They got me to stay the majority of the show and watch it for one thing. So kudos. And that's DC fandom, kind of in a super nutshell.
Yeah, it was pretty. There was a lot to it, but yeah.
So I don't know if you hear my hands clapping there. Let's go ahead and move on to our nerd outs.
Sure.
I'll toss it up to you, Frank.
All right. Well, thank you. I watched Midnight Mass.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was from Mike Flanagan. Which his last outing I was a little disappointed by. The Haunting of Hill House sequel, or not sequel, but follow-up. The Bly Manor. Yeah, the Bly Manor.
The Black House.
So I didn't know it was him at first until
Wow.
like maybe the second episode where I saw the credits and I was like, oh, okay, Mike Flanagan.
Hmm.
So yeah, I watched the entire thing. The show is good, but it has the same problems as like Bly Manor,
Hmm.
where you have these really long monologues and like every time you go and talk to someone, they burst out into like a 10-minute speech where the other person's just sitting there blinking at them. Oh, 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 like that. It's just like nobody talks like this. Like I don't know. I don't like that style. It's kind of like to me, it seems like reading a book almost.
Mhm.
Like it's
Mm.
going into such depth, which is good for characters, of course, but it's a little too much, in my opinion. And I just realized a couple characters from Bly Manor are in this, which Mike seems to always do, at least in his TV shows. He likes to use the same people.
Sure.
But I did like the overall story, and I thought that the ending was pretty cool. It is a little hard to get through because it's pretty long, and like I said, there's so many long, drawn-out scenes of just talking and talking, and it does take a little while to get going. I think if like for the first 3 episodes, you're not gonna get really anything much supernatural until like the end of the third. So if you
Mm.
can make it to there, then you get some cool stuff for a while, then you kind of get slow again, and then I would say the last 3 episodes are nothing but conclusion. And there's a lot going on, and it's tense, and it's scary, and pretty cool.
Mm.
So, I mean, it is worth watching. It's just kind of like you got to be prepared that it's going to be long and that type of style where they're talking so long and monologuing and stuff like that.
Mm.
So don't go in expecting like what's the latest one film? What is it called?
Malignant.
Yeah, Malignant. Like not like that kind of pace and that kind of action, that kind of like like fun, I guess you could say. This is like like more drawn out and stuff. So it kind of seems typical for his style. Where I feel like these are his thoughts that he's just trying to get out of his chest. And he's
Uh-huh.
making his character say this kind of stuff. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, I know.
That kind of stuff. So sometimes it gets annoying where I'm like, oh, all right, man, come on, like. So I mean, I really like the idea though. It was pretty cool. So yeah, give it a shot. I mean, but be prepared for the long scenes like that. I did a lot of it in the background, so I didn't really mind it that much.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That
when
was,
obviously during certain moments, I would stop and put like 100% attention on it.
yeah.
I hope that doesn't like make people like, oh, this guy didn't even watch it. Like, don't listen to this guy. But I'm paying attention, trust me. But like, you know,
But when
there's
you
just some parts
you
that are
have
too
to
boring for me. So I'm like, I gotta do
like
something.
5 once.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was my show, or that was mostly what I was watching this week.
Oh.
And then Back for Blood came out, the new
Okay.
game by the same guys as Left 4 Dead.
Kind of. Yeah.
Is it? Did they like break up and only some of them are there or something?
So a little backstory is that they came up with the idea and concept, but I think Valve was the one that made Left 4 Dead what it was, the
Oh,
gameplay and how
yeah.
it worked and all that stuff. So it's like kind of them, but is it though? But I'm
Yeah.
intrigued because I've heard some people talk about it. I'm like, I have no high hopes for this anymore.
Yeah, you know what? It's not that amazing to be honest. I played like I don't know. I played the first active campaign and I played like a handful of online matches with matchmaking. I don't know if it's my connection, but I couldn't get games going that well. Like I was getting dropped a bunch of times and then I just went to solo because I couldn't really stay connected. And when I did get connected, like the first night, it kept like the connection would cause weird stuff to happen where I would shoot or I would aim, and it was like
Mhm.
delayed, and I was just like thrown off, and I couldn't aim that well, and then like zombies would run and they would get shot, but then they wouldn't react until like a second later, so it was really throwing me off. Um, but it was so similar. It was like it was like the same thing. It was almost like a mod. Um, and I would say Left 4 Dead 2 is better than this game. Just I don't know, going off of what I played so far. But
Yeah.
it seems like they added more complexity. Like they added like a card system where you could build a deck and you could have like plus 10 reload speed or something like that. But the problem is you gotta like play a lot to unlock them. And then you gotta like manage your stupid cards. And it's like I don't want to manage any cards, man. I want to go shoot and I don't really want to do that. So I don't know. I haven't played that much, maybe like 2 hours. So first impression, I don't know. It's like not that amazing to me. I would say if it goes on sale around Christmas, like $30, I would recommend it. I got it for free as part of Game Pass, so I didn't have to shell out the full price for it. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, kind of wasn't that blown away. And the graphics are good, but they're not like, oh my god, this is wow.
Right.
There's nothing like that blew me away.
Yeah.
No, so a little let down.
Yeah, I mean, Left 4 Dead 2 was so amazing, and big part of the reason I think was the game director. He was ahead of his time, man. I mean, like, cause like in the game, like he put in the system that if you were moving too fast, he would slow you down. If it was too hard, he would pull it back a little bit, and the horde and bad guys would never be in the same place if you played the map 5 times. They would never the same events would never happen the way that they did like the first 4 times.
Okay.
Um, the game was simple, but it was also built around team based. Like if you went too far away, you were like from your team, you were screwed. You were dead. It's plain
Yeah.
simple. It was very much about teamwork and the way everything worked, and like you were forced to pick up new guns because they were gonna run out. You're gonna have to pick up like a spare gun or go to a safe house and like
Yeah.
re-upload or something. And yeah, like, because I mean, like, you can play it offline, online, no problem. It was so fun to play, and I think people are still playing it to this day. Uh, part two.
Oh yeah, people
Um,
still are.
yeah, and this one just looks more generic. It looks like a a rip-off version of Call of Duty Zombies with without the coolness to it, I guess. I don't know. It like I was kind of excited for it because again, like Left 4 Dead 2 is my favorite games, and then I heard people
Yeah,
talking about like, yeah, like oh, it just sounds like another terrible try at trying to make something great. So
yeah, they didn't really pull it off in my opinion so far. And I heard a lot of people saying like, oh, it's okay, decent.
yeah, so, that's a shame.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. I'll try it a little bit more, but I don't know. I just wasn't. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's so similar, and it's I don't know. Didn't blow me away.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
Oh well.
that was it, man. That was all I did.
Oh well. I did that. No, I'm just kidding. That was good. I mean, you got to watch. Did you the fact that you watched the show and play the game? That's pretty impressive for you. So,
Yeah, I will say.
so I got some shit to get through, so I'm gonna get through it as fast as I can here, so we can get to our main topic. I watched the new movie that came out on Netflix. I don't think it's exclusive to Netflix. They will think it's in theaters. Till Death with Megan Fox.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I saw a trailer.
It
Yeah.
is okay. Um, not too bad. I mean, the concept is it's it'll probably give you like Gerald game vibes for like the first part because she is handcuffed to her dead husband for like majority of the
Hmm.
if not the full almost the full runtime of the movie. But the reason why he's in his handcuffs is vastly different from why he is in Gerald's Game, so don't get
Yeah.
too hung up on that. It's fine. It's weird. It moves at a at an awkward pace. I like Megan Fox, but she is not a. I hate to say this about people, but like she's not a great actress. She the
Yeah.
times where she's like in distress, I'm like, sounds like you stubbed your toe. Okay, that's fine. You're about to die,
Yeah.
but no, it's cool.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah.
and in horror, I think almost especially if you're not fantastic at acting, it does come off as wooden, kind of terrible. Because like
Yeah.
you have to be terrified of something that's not real. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it's hard
to
to
me,
do,
it's like
man. I mean,
yeah, it's
that
very
can't
hard
be
to do.
easy, but yeah, if you don't do it, yeah, it's not going to sell anything.
Respect horror. It's really it is an art form. But I mean, I liked it enough. I think it's a short runtime because it did feel short because like once the quote unquote action got started and suspense and all that kind of stuff, it started to move a little bit faster. Um,
Yeah.
it's kind
But
of
is
alluded,
it
but
kind of her the whole time?
oh no, yeah, it is her movie.
Oh,
For
okay.
better or for worse, it is. Her movie. Again, like I like her as an actress. When she's in like certain roles, besides not working with Michael Bay because
Yeah,
he'll
all right.
he'll just take a camera up her butt the whole time. But in this one again, like she's trying, and there are parts where it does work, but other times it does not work. Um,
Yeah.
it, but I won't say that it's a total skip. If you like, you need something in the background, or if you're chilling out on a lady Sunday and you need a movie to watch, this is not a bad option.
Hmm.
It's pretty fun for what it is. Don't expect a masterpiece,
Yeah. Till
but
Death
it's
called, right?
still death on
Okay.
Netflix. Next one I
Yeah.
saw, it's a movie that I love. Don't know why. Um, Pet Cemetery 2. Sorry,
Okay.
2, not 1. Well, part of it is Clancy Brown is in the movie. Clancy motherfucking Brown. Um, and he's young in this too. So
It's
it's
on
like,
Netflix
damn,
or no?
guy, I mean, he's been acting for a long ass time. Um,
Yeah.
this is a direct sequel to Pet Cemetery. They talk about stuff that happened in the first movie. This is about a it starts off really bad. I mean, like the main character's mom dies. She's an actress, but the way that they filmed it was like, this looks cheesy as shit. It's kind of funny. I'm like, I shouldn't be
Oh, it's
laughing
with
at her.
Furlong?
Yeah, the guy from
No idea.
from T2 Judgment Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So let me just say this. This is a caveat. I love this film. I don't know why. The first time I ever watched it was like years ago, like maybe 15 years ago, on AMC. Because every Halloween they'll play like all the Michael Myers, all the Jason films. But at midnight, after midnight, from like midnight to 5, they play the most obscure shit that's like hard to see anywhere else. I saw like Fright Night 2, which is hard to find, and I think they've only shown it like once, like in 6 years. Uh, Pet Cemetery
Oh,
2, they play like the most random small like niche films, and I love it. And that's where I first
yeah.
saw this movie. So when I watched it, I'm like, this is actually fun and pretty cool. I like it because once Clancy Brown turns from the asshole cop stepdad to the I'm reborn zombie crazy one. It's fantastic. He's so good at it.
Really,
He is like
like funny, like
he's funny, but he's also creepy and he's also really like kind of scary because like he just has that face and voice where it's like
yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, sorry. Please don't hit me.
Oh, that's cool. I want to watch this now.
Yeah. Um
I've never seen it, I
and
don't think. I really want
I
to.
think a lot of people haven't and if they have they forgot about it.
Yeah.
I saw this on where the hell am I? Oh, it's on Netflix. You can watch it there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, again, it's weird. It's awkwardly paced sometimes. The character's motivation towards the end is like it's not necessarily out of nowhere, but it's like, damn, you just like made that turn real fast, didn't you? Uh, but it is interesting, and I did like it a lot, and I still like it. Um, the acting is not too bad actually. The zombie back to life stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a dog that is brought back, and he's pretty crazy. Um, and people you probably wouldn't think would die in the movie die. I'm like, damn, that was kind of cool. But yeah, for Clancy Brown alone, I think it is definitely worth a watch. Um,
Yeah, that sounds like worth it.
yeah, yeah, he's kind of creepy and cool and funny in it, so I like it. A good old classic to watch. I think it's a classic. But again, with the caveat that I am a nerd fan for this movie, so just kind of take that with a grain of salt, I guess. But
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm
worth a
gonna watch
watch.
this, man.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got two more things real quick I want to touch on.
Okay.
The new trailer for Scream came out. I am excited. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
watch it 100%. I actually went back to watch the original trailers for the first four films, and this trailer is shot and looks different than all of those. Actually, the original trailer for Scream is kind of trash. I don't know how people actually saw it. It looks garbage.
Was
The
it like
trailer's
the
bad.
phone call, right? Part of the trailer.
It was a phone call, and it was like, on this day, people will get phone calls and they will die. And I'm like, ah, this is cheesy as shit. How did anyone go watch this? Because this trailer's bad. It's not good. And then they kind of kept up that trend where like the next two trailers for two and three weren't that good either. I'm like, how did people go see these movies? How is it so popular? Um, but
It's,
no,
you
this
know,
one looks
taste
really good.
and word of mouth, I guess.
Word of mouth. Yeah, I guess. I'm back when people actually still did that
Yeah.
because trailers
Yeah,
are
right.
bad. um, Man, check it out though. If you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. I absolutely loved it. I like on my Mount Rushmore of horror. It's Michael Myers, Leatherface, Chucky, and Ghostface. I'm a huge fan of all those franchises. I
Oh
watch
yeah.
everything, anything that they put out, and I mean literally everything and anything. Um, but yeah, check
I
it
love the
out.
TV
And
show.
yeah, and that leads me to my next nerd out. Oh, the first episode of the Chucky show on
Oh yeah.
USA.
I watched it.
I'll say this off the bat. It has potential. Has a really good potential.
Bad.
Uh,
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
yeah. They kind of going back to the roots, like the first and second one. Because again, like I think so far, I think this is in continuity with all the films. I think so far, with the exception of
I think
the
yeah.
Audrey Plaza film. Um, Brendan Dorf or Dorf. I think I'm saying his last name wrong, but the original guy that plays Chucky is back. He's
With the
voicing
voice,
Chucky
right?
again. Little
Yeah.
older, yeah, but his laugh is still great. So
Mhm.
it's still there. So it's
Yeah, I loved when it laughed.
but what
Yeah,
yeah.
it's menacing as hell.
um
Creepy.
yeah. It really is. I love this. I love Chucky, man. He's so fucking cool. Mm. Um the it, the episode started off as me not really liking. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a cheesy teen drama. The music was way too on the nose. I mean, like they were just telling you what was happening in the scene. It was like one song was like, "And this is how villains are made." I'm like, you don't have to tell me. I can see it. Thank you, music. Like I
Yeah, that's
understand.
true.
The music was it was very on the nose,
Yeah.
too on the nose. But once Chucky started doing his thing, I'm like,
Yep.
damn, this is really good because uh, we don't know if Chucky is going to use the kid or if he's going to be like use him to do things or using him as an excuse or if they're going to like he's trying to turn the kid evil. There's a lot of potential in the show, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. I think it's eight episodes long,
Is it?
the
Yeah.
first season. So
Are they
uh,
ditching the remake stuff?
they,
Like they're going with
they
this
got
now?
I don't know yet. Chucky has had a resurgence of sorts in the past couple of years, which out of nowhere, which is good for me. But they might continue that one if it makes money. If the first one made money, but this one was kind of, I think this was in the works for a long time. So they're like, we can finally do it now. So,
Yeah,
but no, they
it's
got
not too
me.
bad actually. Yeah, it's good.
Uh, yeah, it was not too bad. So I'm gonna watch it. Hopefully watch it week to week. If not, I'll find a way to watch it all and talk about it. But no, I'm all in. The first episode is up for free to watch on either the USA YouTube channel or Sci-Fi. Skip the Sci-Fi one only because they have an extra 15 minutes at the end where they talk about stuff and they spoil a character showing up already by going
Oh,
like, "You see that character? This is this character." I'm like, "Well, you don't have to tell me.
yeah,
I
I
want
know,
to
right?
see it because it's a
I need to
character
know that.
that's tied with the franchise, but still, like, don't fucking tell me that."
Yeah,
So skip the USA one. Go to USA Network on YouTube and watch it there. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, that was my super fast kind of catch up on my nerd outs. Let's go ahead and move on to our main topic. I think we should the first half should be non-spoiler, and then like the last few minutes we'll talk about spoilers. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll try.
We'll try. Sorry guys
It's hard
if
to.
we
Yeah,
accidentally spoil anything. Um, Halloween Kills. It's gonna be our main topic, and
Halloween Kills.
yeah, it was my dad's birthday, so we took him out to go see it. Um, and I was
He's a
gonna
big
see
fan,
it
right?
either way. He not a big fan, but he is a fan of them. He's like, these are cool to watch. I like it. Let's
Yeah.
go. So we took him. It was a family affair. It was fun, and off the bat, I'm a super Halloween nerd fan. I really enjoyed this movie. It was fun, cheesy at parts, and some characters probably could have been toned down, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yes, Tommy, looking
Yes,
at you,
exactly. Yes.
fucking guy.
I like the idea behind them, but it was too cheesy for
Yeah,
me. I was like, oh,
I
this
like the
sounds kind
idea.
of
Yeah, like at first I was like, I like this angle that they're going for,
yeah,
but then it's like it overcame the whole movie. It's like, damn it.
yeah,
Well, I
and
watched a recap of the entire franchise,
oh,
and what's weird is that as much as they tried to erase a lot of that, they still
oh,
used a lot of the ideas there.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it kind of, I mean, they didn't do any cult stuff, and then
thank God.
they didn't do the Jamie thing, which
Yeah,
that character is like tortured. That is like a sad character, man.
yeah.
Uh, but I was like, man, holy crap! Like with the baby and everything, I was just like,
Yeah,
wow, that is like a sad fucking character.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
way she dies and everything, I'm like, damn, what a horrible life this little kid had. Like as a little kid
yeah.
having all these traumatic experiences, possessions, and who knows what. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I was a little disappointed. Story for the story
Sure.
aspect, because I don't know. I felt like Danny McBride. I mean, they brought him in for jokes, but it's like you guys got to take this part of this a little bit serious too, man. Like I felt those parts were kind of lacking.
Yeah, I got some shit to say about that, but yeah,
And some of the shots
no,
were kind of like, oh, like why are you doing this? Like it's kind of like really cheesy or like really weird. Why would you shoot it like that?
I might have an idea what you're talking about. We'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit, but
Yeah,
continue, please.
kind of, but yeah,
Um, yeah, I think they let McBride write a little bit more than they should have for part two. Um,
yeah,
if you go back and watch the deleted scenes of Halloween from 2018, I think a lot of those jokes or a lot of the god awful scenes that were cut out, thankfully, were Big Bride, I think.
Mm.
Like in Halloween 2018, one of the cutscenes was the doctor asking the sheriff, "Do you wear ladies' underwear?" And he looked at him with such like seriousness in his face. I'm like, that was Danny McBride. You could just tell. And I'm like, thank
Yeah.
God it wasn't in the movie. I'm like, thank God. Um, but I think they did give him a little more leeway in this one, and that's unfortunate. Um, yeah,
I feel like
mean,
they had so
there are
many pieces available and they just wasted
yeah.
them. Kind of like Star Wars, like where they're like they have the original cast and they have this and they have that, but they still effed it up. And it's like
Oh,
over here you got Carpenter and Curtis and I don't
well,
know.
I mean, Carpenter wasn't really. I mean, he wasn't that involved. Like he gave him
No,
that
too much.
scene. Yeah, he was like, I trust you guys. Jamie Lee Curtis, I I trust her because
Well, yeah, but
it's like John Carpenter don't give no fuck about Hollywood. He's like, listen, y'all do what you gotta do. You have my blessing. If you need
like
anything,
just
let
give
me
me my
know. I
money.
got
I'll
you.
sit over here and
But
collect.
I'm gonna make my music.
No wonder. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Again. Yeah. I do like the story, and I think they rushed a couple parts, or they should have focused on other aspects instead of what they did. Um, but I will say
Hmm.
this: if you love a bloodbath, this is your movie, and it's my movie, and
Yeah,
I fucking love
there's a
it.
lot.
um,
It was cool, man. I hate to
they,
shit on it. It's
I,
just the story like made me so mad though.
sure. Um, I will say that the really good thing that they did do that I think a lot of the movies after part two stopped doing, they made Michael a badass again. Like he's fucking terrifying. Um,
Yeah,
he's he's brutal as shit in this movie. It's like he's met somebody and he's taking on everybody. Um,
yeah.
some of the best are brutal. This is very gory too. Just FYI, this is a very gory, bloody film. I appreciate it. Some people are not. Like the first two Halloweens weren't that gory or bloody. It was more the implication
Yeah.
of what was happening, or it wasn't as graphic. But um, I enjoyed it a lot. Again, I have my fanboy glasses on, and I am so willing to look over the flaws of the movie for the stuff that was great in it. Um, if you're a fan of Jamie Lee Curtis in the first one, get used to her being pretty much in like one location the whole time,
Yeah.
because I think people forgot this is a trilogy. Um,
Yes.
this is Halloween Kills, and then the next one, the third one, hopefully the last one is Halloween Ends, and we have one more film to go. This, I think, who did I hear this? Well, I think it was on Double Toasted on YouTube. They're like, this is like the Empire Strikes Back of Halloween.
Right.
um, in the
But
sense
the
that
problem
there's
is
no
like
happy
it
ending
doesn't
here.
feel
It
satisfying.
is hell.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the wait is too
Same.
long for this kind of stuff. For it to
Yeah.
be
Oh no, yeah.
like the way they ended the previous one, and then they're like, okay, give us 3 years. And it's like Jesus Christ. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, I blame COVID for that because we should have had this. Honestly, I think we should have like this should have been Halloween Ends already. I think we should have seen the last movie already. It's not very close
Yeah. I think we were about to. Yeah, for
because
this year, I think we were going to.
yeah, yeah, because this was supposed to come out last year, and they got
Yeah.
pushed back an entire year. So, um, so the wait is kind of like it got screwed up big time because this would have been, I think, a little bit easier if it came out like a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago, because then like the wait would have been a lot shorter.
Mhm.
But I mean, COVID, hope we die. But
It was
no,
good. I just
I
yeah.
I understand why people have a problem with it.
Hmm.
It again, and it does feel different from the 2018 version. Um, this one definitely has more. I think if you had to compare it to other films, it definitely had more to do with like 3, 4, and 5 than 1 and 2. Um,
Hmm.
but um, I guess we can get into spoilers. From here on in, guys, the rest of the show is just spoilers. I don't think we'll spend too much time on it. So if you haven't watched Halloween Kills, go watch it, come back, finish it off, or we'll catch you next week for another episode of Dinners on Sunday. Give you a couple seconds here to sign off, do what you gotta do, and then we'll get into spoilers real quick. Um,
Yeah.
I'll start humming the theme of Halloween, but I get copyrighted because screw us. All right, we're good. We'll get into spoilers.
Good.
Yeah, like I said, this movie is bleak as shit. Everyone dies, I think, except for like one character from the original film dies. Tommy gets, bless his little heart. He tried, but he got taken out very fast. He stood no chance. The original nurse got killed. The original bully got
Yeah.
killed. I mean, everyone get everyone's getting everyone's getting hands. Michael swing on everybody. He don't give a shit. Um,
Yeah. It was
even the
kind of
mother,
brutal.
or the daughter of, yeah, that guy, like, Jesus, that came out of fucking nowhere and it's fucking mean and brutal as shit. Um,
Good.
I mean, the sheriff I thought died in the first one, so maybe she's not dead. Maybe she's just laying a pool of blood, but she might be dead. um, and the movie ends, I think, in a way that I think the ending's gonna mess up for a lot of Halloween fans and probably fans in general. Um, they definitely made Michael in 2018 feel more human. Like in the
Hmm.
first one, it was just he's really strong for human. Um,
Yeah.
they have the implication again in this one that he's more than that.
Yes.
Um, in,
Well, that's
in the
the whole
last
point
scene where
too.
he is ganged up on like maybe 15, 20 people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the man got shot point blank, like 5 times in the chest and
Yep.
body,
Yep.
and he gets up and like I don't know, it's like he hit his impact and he's like, yeah, I'll kill all you bitches, and I mean he messed
Yeah.
up people at the end. And there might have been one of the scenes where you were like, it looks cheesy. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that was it. Where it's like
Yeah,
extreme close-ups and like,
yeah, I figured. Um,
where it's like somebody just
yes.
learned the camera
Yeah.
technique and they're like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna throw off a lot of people. I I, I appreciate the hell out of it, only because again I'm a big fan of like the old horror films from the 80s and
Yeah.
70s, and that felt straight out of that era. But yeah, it does come out of nowhere because they don't really do that style throughout the whole film. It's just like at the end.
Yeah.
Um, but
Really like the
I
scenes
mean,
in
like that,
the
the very
best.
last scene shows how. Mm, yeah, that's good. And then like the story we were talking about, when we can get a little more into it. Essentially what happens is the town gets freaked out and Tommy manages to rile up the whole town, where they're at the hospital and they're rioting when one of the fellow patients from the mental asylum that escaped, they said, that's Michael, right? Let's get him, yeah. And I mean, it's a good scene. I really, I think it was drawn out a little bit too long, but
It
um,
was. Yeah.
yeah, the guy jumps out the window and caves his own head in the ground. I'm like, yeah. And then I think the biggest problem with me was the dialogue. It was very on the nose. When it was like, look at what Michael's done. This is his masterpiece. He turned us against each other. I'm like, yeah, we just saw that. You know what I'm
I
telling
know,
me?
right?
I
Yeah,
literally
it
just
was
saw
like
it.
describing what we see. Yeah.
You made a man commit suicide because you don't get beat to death. So thank you for that. And Tommy as Tommy's character. Again, love it, but fucking his stupid line of "Evil dies tonight." He says it so much,
Yeah.
and he says it like a thespian. Evil dies tonight. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you're trying, and God bless your heart. But yeah, man. This this movie definitely has flaws. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Um, I think if you're a hardcore Halloween fan like me, I think you might appreciate it and love it for what it is. Um, if you're casual or a casual horror viewer, this one might throw you off a little bit. Um, I think it's still worth watching. I think it's really fun. If you love death and kill and murder, death, and all that, you definitely got in space here. I think with 2018 and this movie alone, I think he's almost caught up to his total death count in like all the films. There's a lot of people get dead in this movie. um,
Yeah.
and I think they need to make Danny McBride less control because if he's allowed to do what he wants to do, oh boy, the comedy is kind of is rough in this movie sometimes, man. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think the casual fan will like it more, in my opinion, because I don't know. I feel like there's things that I wanted to know, and there's stuff that I wanted to happen that never happened, and it's like there was so much focus on the town getting revenge, where that should have been happening in parallel to other stuff, and not been like 80% of the focus of the movie. I just felt like that was like so much the point that they spent so much time on that they never got to like the family, and I don't even know anymore if Laurie is actually related to Michael in this version or not, and it's just feels like things are happening, but there's no like I can't understand like what is actually supposed to be. Maybe there's too much baggage from the other movies, and I'm supposed to like forget that or something. I don't know. I just like I found myself thinking too much, where I should have just been like enjoying it, watching it.
Yeah, I will agree that again that there's a lot of baggage. There's like well shit, there's like 8 movies before 2018 comes out. Like technically there's 8 films of Michael Myers. There's a lot of baggage carried with it because they do they do say in Halloween 2018 that they are not brothers and sisters. That was a story that the town made up. And then in this one, they kind of like reaffirm it, where they're like, like they even have to tell Jamie Lee Curtis like, Michael didn't find you, like the doctor brought you to him, like his therapist brought you two together for his own sick, reason, whatever it was, and then like this one definitely focuses on Michael going back home, and it focuses more on just Michael being the embodiment of evil and not I want to kill my sister because of reasons. Um, and again, like there's a lot of baggage. And I think people miss those points in the film because there's so much baggage. And
Yeah.
It's weird to like cancel out like 7 movies and be like, you don't need to watch one. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy them all. It's kind of hard to forget.
I mean, if you want to do that, then do a better job of it, because you weren't explaining to me what I'm supposed to understand. Like, you're having me fill these gaps, and I'm filling them with previous movies where like you're ignoring them or you're not ignoring them. And it's just, it becomes too difficult to figure out what is actually happening here. Like, and I thought, the way they ended the previous movie with the granddaughter grabbing the knife, I mean, that was such a weird, abrupt ending And I was like, okay, fine, it's a trilogy, right? We're going to learn about this later. But no, we followed Tommy around for the whole movie, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, why did we do that?
Well, I mean,
I like that idea, like I said, but it's just like you spent the whole movie doing that, and then like the granddaughter finally does something in the last 5 minutes of the movie, and
yeah.
I'm like, okay, like she didn't really do anything. She just, I don't know. I mean, she just saved her friend. Like she didn't. Nothing came of it really, except I guess Jamie Lee's daughter, which I don't know why she did what she did. And Michael, the whole obsession with his mask, the way he chased her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't understand the story.
Yeah.
The rest,
I mean,
well, but.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, I can sit here for hours talking about the little nuances and stuff like that. But, I mean, as, at the end of the day, I think it's a very decisive film. I think you're either gonna love it or you're gonna be very confused and maybe get turned off by it a bit.
Mhm.
It's gonna be hard to see what happens. But Halloween Ends, I think, is gonna focus more back on Jamie Lee Curtis, which is probably the best thing to do. And
Mhm.
we're definitely gonna get one way or another. Is gonna, well, as the title implies, end. So, yeah. I mean, I appreciate that stuff where like he's so infatuated with his mask. I kind of love it because again they kind of touch upon it. Like his old parents, at his old house, he would stare out of his sister's window. And it's like he wasn't staring outside the town; he was staring in himself. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool concept. I don't mind that they don't touch on some stuff because I think some stuff are better meant to like fill your mind up with stuff because I think they gave us just enough to like understand what's going on. Well, I think. I mean, apparently I'm wrong, but um, yeah, I don't know. I think they managed to do well to tell that story, but again, there's just so much baggage. It's hard to get it all straight. There's a lot of fucking movies that they'd be like, "Oh, remember this? You don't need to know that," but I do, and it's there. So,
yeah,
it's
just like,
love it.
yeah. I just wanted more clarity as far like if you would have told me in the beginning, like show me a scene where they explain, right? Like even just 1 minute where they're like, this is actually what happened, or this is actually where we are. Like in the beginning, I like the old time scenes, how where they go back in time and they're showing you some of that. So if some of that was establishing things, and I'd be like, okay, I'll go with it. I'm good. Like let's go with what you're doing now. That's fine. But to me, they didn't like make it clear. So I spent the whole movie like trying to figure things out instead of just watching and enjoying what's there. And that's what sucked for me. But I did like it. I mean, it was entertaining and everything. It was good. The Michael stuff was amazing. Really, he's never been better, I think, as far as being scary, and the costume was on point as far as like it didn't look like some cheap costume that you would find, and then the mask was obviously like really battle damaged, so it looked really great. It looked cinematic and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch for sure. And I love the Halloween movies, man. I really have always loved them. But yeah, it just was. I really hope that ends ties it together for me, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. And all three together are cool. Like they all make sense together.
Right. So, that's it, guys. That is our little spiel about Halloween Kills. Like I said, it's divisive, so go watch it for yourself and see what you think about it. And see if see what it does for you. With that being said, guys, thank you. Because I think it's time for us to jump off real quick. Thank you for listening to our episode. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Three Nerds on a Sunday. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any podcasting app of your choice. With that being said, we are out. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening.